The original Borderlands was a fantastic game, combining all the things that I tend to look for in games. RPG elements, looting, shooting things, weird glowing ladies, the essentials. So I got pretty stoked when I heard about Borderlands 2. And after playing a lot of Borderlands 2, I can say without a doubt that this game is more or less the first game. It doesn't mix things up that much, and instead just improved upon what the first game did. So, good job. That's what I wanted, so yay. And with that in mind, let's get into my review. The original Borderlands had a very weak plot, so weak that I barely remember it, although I do recall vault hunters, some grand treasure that was to be found, the vault, and that weird lady who talked to me. So going into this game, I didn't really expect much, and I didn't get much. Well, I got a little bit more than I did in the first game, but no. In Borderlands 2, you take control of one of 4 Vault Hunters, 5 if you include the DLC, but really just one unless you actually play as the other characters, which I don't do. The game opens up with 4 new Vault Hunters on a train, lured there by a fellow named Handsome Jack. Soon enough, they're ambushed, and the end result leaves the train destroyed, and the Vault Hunters left for dead. You're then greeted by a lone claptrap and taken off to his home, but along the way you meet old floating head lady who says some stuff, and I'm going to be vague here as to not spoil what little plot there is floating around. So blah blah blah. Fast forward a bit, you do some stuff with Claptrap, end up in Sanctuary, meet up with the characters from the first game, get talked to by floating head lady some more, learn of Handsome Jack's evil handsome ambitions, and set out to stop him. And the vault... There. That was a pretty good summary, if I do say so myself. Now, as I said, the first game didn't have much of a story, and this game really doesn't either. But it's plain to see that they did put a lot of effort into trying to make the story more grand and important, and really flesh things out. And while I appreciate this, it seems to fall flat for me. The game brings back characters from the first game, the vendors, 4 original Vault Hunters, and Moxie's breasts, and that's cool. It's nice to see those characters in breasts again, as they all had their own little quirks that made them amusing, though seeing those same quirks a second time through really lessens the quirkiness, and them trying to expand upon said quirks seems to cheapen the characters in a way, and makes them less amusing and more annoying. Point in case, Claptrap, I hate you now. The game also includes characters like this small child who I want to die because Jesus Christ, I hate her! Another attempt at fleshing out the story is making the 4 Vault Hunters from the first game important characters in this game, which in theory is great. The problem is, these characters didn't really have much of a personality to begin with. The extent of their personality was yelling something out when they would kill someone. And that was pretty much it. So when the game is like, hey guys, Roland is back! And they want you to get all stoked that, oh shit, Roland's coming back. He's a memorable character. But I can't get all stoked because he wasn't memorable. The only thing I remember about him is he had a turret, and I thought that was cool, so I picked him, and I called him the Turret Guy, and that was it. Turret Guy! Aside from this, the writing in certain spots is questionable, and this kind of goes back to fleshing things out more, but random-ass NPCs will reference memes. And not even good memes. The bad ones. I was walking through Sanctuary and I saw an NPC and I walked up to them and they said, I used to be a Vault Hunter like you until I got to the knee. And then I tried to kill them and that didn't work and no one freaked out, and then I remembered that I wasn't playing Fallout 3. But really? That shitty Skyrim meme? No. No. No, no, no. Skyrim is amazing, but that meme needs to die. Well, at this point, it probably is dead. I don't actually know. But if it isn't, you're not helping. Overall, the story to Borderlands 2 is okay. It's good. It's a step up from the first game, and it shows that they're at the very least making an effort, but I feel they could have done better. And I'd like to think that by the third game, and there will be a third game, unless there isn't, they'll have gotten this story thing down. But even though the story is a little bleh, and by a little I mean a lot, the story isn't why I love the first game, and it's not why I love this game. So we're going to talk about the gameplay, because that's the reason I love this game. Now, Borderlands 2's gameplay style really doesn't change up the formula that much from the first game. It's still about first-person running and gunning, looting guns, selling guns, looting more guns, mowing down enemies, completing quests, getting guns, leveling up, driving around, here's some more guns, quests, and guns! It being similar to the first game is by no means a bad thing, though, as they refined the gameplay from the first game and just made it better, and honestly, that's what I wanted. As a bonus to this, I don't have to explain the basics of the game other than the bullshit summary I just gave, as that's what the game is in a nutshell. You run around in first person, you shoot stuff, you level up, shoot stuff, sell guns, loot stuff, sell guns, and that's how the game goes. So what I'll do instead is talk about what they added to the mix. Aiming and shooting feels a lot more solid and precise than it did in the first game. I feel like I'm given a lot more control, and speaking of precision and control, the driving also seems to perform much better, and you can also fit 4 people into a vehicle now. Yay, seat technology. The gun selection seems to have improved over the first game, offering you more of a variety, or at least I think it does. To be honest, there's so many guns I can't help but lose track, but let's go with what I said. Gun selection is better? Question mark. It also feels like the importance of elemental weapons has been increased. I personally find corrosive weapons to be much more effective than they were in the first game. Aside from these improvements, shields were improved, offering more effects, and grenades were improved, offering more effects. Making both these things more useful in the long. You get what I'm saying. They added an assortment of new enemies to contend with, and they improved the AI, so no longer will you just be standing in one spot shooting at someone who's completely content with standing there being shot. They actually fight back now, and while on the subject of enemies, they made huge improvements to the bosses, as in, the boss fights are actually boss fights now. Not, hey, I'm going to stand in this one spot and you can shoot me, and that's all that's going to happen. Shit, I think that's how the final boss in the first game went. I don't actually remember, but I think that's how it went down. In this game, the bosses actually pose a threat. They move around. They try and kill you, and that's good. Not to mention, a hell of a lot more exciting than standing there like a twit shooting at a non-moving target. Quests were also tweaked, giving you bonus objectives, and the ability to have multiple people who want you to turn in the quest. So you get to decide who you're going to screw over, and that's always nice. My favorite little addition is your badass rank, though. By completing certain objectives, you'll obtain badass points. These points can be used to give your character upgrades like increased health or faster reload speeds, stuff like that. And I really like that addition. It gives you more incentive to go for these challenges, as you'll get to power up your character. And while assigning your badass points, you may notice that the interface has been vastly improved. It looks a hell of a lot more clean and organized. And there's a mini-map now, which I appreciate, so thank you. Mini-maps are nice. The game also gives you more options for customizing your character, and sure, it's still fairly limited, but it's a hell of a lot better than your options were in the first game. The skill tree returns for Borderlands 2, though, I'll be honest, a lot of the skills you learn are kind of lame. I mean, I had to learn how to use a turret. A few of the skills are kind of cool, but most are sucky. So, that was disappointing. Though certain characters apparently get better skill options than others. But overall, I was just kind of bummed out by all this. This could just be me being nitpicky, though, because I'm used to more stupid stuff. Like the perks and skills you get in Fallout. Like Bloody Mess. Because that's just fun. And of course, we can't forget about the multiplayer, as Borderlands is the most fun when played with friends. Or so I've heard. I tend to like to play RPGs by myself because RPGs are me time. And if I add people to the mix, then it's not me time anymore. And I don't want to share. Plus, that's how I played the first game, and that went well. I died a lot, but it went well. Also, I played this on the PS3, and all my friends got the 360 version, and I refused to partner up with some random assholes on PSN to play some multiplayer. But I have heard the multiplayer is pretty good, so go ahead and take other people's word for it. All in all, though, the gameplay is essentially just an improved version of the original game, and that's great because I had trouble finding non-bullshitty, picky faults with the first game, and that's pretty much how I feel regarding this game. Now, that's not to say the gameplay is perfect. There are sections where the game tries to send a message like, you should really play this with another person because this upcoming section is going to be really hard. And I don't like people, so that's an issue. And that puts me on a spot where I keep dying on that spot because I don't want to play with other people. Because I'm soloing the game. And I don't feel like the game should have to force you to team up with other people just so you can make it through a section without wanting to kill yourself. And I wish they would have given me some kind of AI partner or something, just to assist me in being a complete loner. With that said, I made it past those sections eventually, and perhaps it's my own fault for wanting to play the RPGs by myself. But either way, I can't really find that much to hate about the gameplay. It just appeals to me in the same way the first game did. I had just as much fun fucking shit up, looting everything I could find, and completing quests as I did in the first game, so I got what I wanted. Borderlands, and I know, that's not funny at all, but I've heard a lot of people say it, and it's fitting. I got more Borderlands, and I'm happy about that. Borderlands. Borderlands 2 looks gorgeous. It keeps the cel-shaded art style from the first game, cleans things up a bit, and runs at a smooth frame most of the time. Kinda. Okay, there are moments where the frame rate gets all fucky, but this didn't really ruin my experience at all. Back to the pretty, though. Characters and enemies all look great and animate nicely. The environments are vast and pretty and huge and spacious. There's a nice variety in the areas as well. You have snow and not snow and stuff like that, and it all looks very good. My only fault with the graphics is when you enter areas, everything is blurry as hell at first. Granted, it doesn't last long, and I've gotten used to this in pretty much every other game released this generation. Or is it last generation at this point? I don't know. I don't know when we start that. But, you know, I'm just saying. Visually, though, I really have no issues with the game. It looks great. In the sound department, voice acting is well done, as it was in the first game. The characters from the first title reprise their roles, and all put on good performances, except for the kid. I still hate her. The townsfolk kind of suck, and they talk about memes, so fuck them, but overall the voice acting is good. And the music is... I'll be honest, the music in this game, to me, is a huge afterthought. I mean, it's there, but none of the tracks stood out to me, or at least none of them did enough so I would want to mention them right here while I'm doing this review, where I would want to talk about that stuff. I don't remember them. To reassure myself, though, that there was indeed music in this game, I went and looked it up. And, you know, it's pretty good. But I didn't hear any of it when I was playing the game. The only song I remember was the Wub Wub one from the trailer that played at the beginning of this video, and in the trailer. So, yeah. The music was good, though. I don't remember it, but it was... You know what? Overall, the presentation is great. All things considered, Borderlands 2 is a great game. If I had to list a favorite game for last year, I would put Borderlands 2 in that spot. Of course, I was still dicking around with Tales of Graces F and some other games, and trying to figure out if Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi was truly ultimate. It wasn't, by the way. Spoiler alert. But in any case, Borderlands 2 is a great game. I've already said that, but I'm saying it again because, you know, it's still great. If you loved the first game, you're going to love this. You probably already played this, but if you haven't played this yet, you're going to love this if you love the first game. And to anyone who's intrigued and hasn't given the first game a shot... Oh, fuck, was that a pun? Son of a bitch. Well, I botched this. This is what I get for ad-libbing on the spot. I should follow the script, but I don't. Fuck. Well, fuck it. I'm going to leave this in. Hey, guys, the game looks interesting. You should try it. I give Borderlands 2 I don't score games anymore out of 5. Hey, guys, welcome back to End Slate, homies and whatnot. And this is a special end slate because I have no idea when you guys are going to see this. Because, well, what you just watched, if you've made it this far, I salute you. But it was a review of Borderlands 2. Thanks. You know, I know I review reviews. I know I review games every once full moon, every once in a millennia. I don't know. Every 2,000 years ago when the pyramids were still young, Egyptian kings played a game of great terrible power until someone locked the magic away. I'm kind of going off on a tangent here, but I had a lot of caffeine, so that's okay. Anyways, I don't know when you guys are going to be seeing this because I'm recording this way before it's going up on YouTube, but it's just kind of been sitting. I've had Borderlands 2 footage on my computer for since like January, or no, not January, October, and it's been mocking me. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to record the stuff for a review, but I don't actually know when it's going to go up on YouTube. So I don't know. I don't even know what videos to tell you guys to watch because who knows what could have happened between now and then. Anything. So I'm gonna have to try and, like always, bullshit my way through. So I'm gonna recommend videos. If you look at the screen, you'll see that I have placed 2 videos there. One is the Gaming Mysteries. I can, it's a safe bet that I would recommend a Gaming Mysteries. It's a Gaming Mysteries of even I do not know. But I think you guys remember that this is the one where I declared world domination. Remember that one? That was a classic. Everyone liked that one. Everyone told me that was their favorite Gaming Mysteries, and everyone favored it and liked it and gave it a hug, and that's a favorite right there. So you should check that out. And the other video over here is obscure gaming. And this is the obscure gaming where I made the follow-up about the world domination thing, because I want to be clear about my world domination, because, if I'm going to be a tyrant, it's going to be a just rule, though. I'm not going to be a dickhead, unless you're an asshole, which point, sorry about that. You dug your own grave and shit. But, yeah, that's me explaining it. So, I'm not sure what either of those videos will have to do with video games. You'll have to find out, because even I don't know. It's kind of like I've traveled into the past. I'm allowed to ramble. Some people say, let me take a moment. You just heard my chair. Let me take a moment. Some people say that the end slates are too long, and that I should just script them and get them over with in 30 seconds. And I am not going to do that. I just wanted to let you know that. So, I want to let you know. Most people seem to really like the end slates, but there's a couple people who are like, ugh. And I'm like, hey, just stop watching the video when the end slate starts. It's not hard. So, that way I can keep rambling and talk about world domination or any other things I want to talk about. But, oh yeah, hey guys, I make videos, and, depending on when this goes up, I should be in this weird full video force thing. I don't know why. I got an itch or something. But, if you want to like the video, that'd be cool. If you don't want to, that'd be, that's fine. Favorites and shares, whatever you want. Subscribe, that's, it's up to you. I'm not your ruler. My hair might be, but I don't know. My hair kind of has a mind of its own. I'm going to end the end slate now, though, because you've all been enslaved by me not knowing what the fuck I'm talking about yet again. I'll see you next time on Enslave.